if we truly love each other, that means we truly want the best for one another. And I want the best for you, and I know that that means me not being in the picture. And that's coming from a place of love. And all I ask is that you hold that for me too, because I have my own journey to go through, and your support in that would show me the love that I know that we have for each other. What is up, YouTube? Breakups are hard, and we all need a little bit of help and perspective. You guys are in for a treat. I have some footage live of this coaching call that I had with a long-term friend of mine who's such a good dude, going over an imminent breakup of a long-term relationship. Previously, we talked about the relationship itself, blank slate, whether it was a healthy one, whether it was serving him and his now soon-to-be ex, whether it was going in the right direction, whether it made sense, and how to disentangle the facts and the logistics of the relationship with the emotions and love. So take a peek. Hopefully the hook piqued your interest. There'll be a lot of gems for you to take away to apply into your framework of understanding whether a relationship is worth maintaining or exiting. You know, obviously, as much as we've talked about how it doesn't work, I know, like, you recognize the times where she's been a great positive force in your life. So it's not to say that we're not going to acknowledge those things, but I think the real heart of whether this thing works or not is the alignment of goals and values and ideal futures, right? And like, what's going on now in the present, is that taking you closer to yours? Is it getting closer to hers? And if they're different, then you're just going to end up not going where you need to be. So I think that's like the main point, right? Which is, it has nothing to do with really her, but it's just like, this is your onus, this is your duty as a man to figure out this part of your life and giving yourself everything that you need to do it. Because honestly, it's not easy. You need every strand of attention, focus, energy to now do something that's on your own. That's the kind of partner that you need in that situation, you know, is someone maybe that she could try to be, but it's not someone that she has been. And honestly, like, that's okay. It really is okay. Not everybody marries the first person that they meet, or the second, or the fifth, right? Not everybody like hits it big and creates an Amazon on their first try, right? And that's okay, right? That's totally fine. If anything, both of you guys have learned and grown so much. She's shown you positive things about your faith, right? And you've probably impacted her in so many different ways and gave her such a great and emotional experience, you know, and you've taken care of her and you made her feel more feminine, right? So it's not to say anything's lost. You know, I think that fear of loss is something that'll kick in a lot for her, but reframing it to the point of how that's not actually how life works. We both have grown. We both have learned. We both know ourselves and what we want even better, and that you don't hold any animosity, and you just have ultimate gratitude for her. And I do think that obviously you're very great at speaking from the heart. And if you do need to reference the notes and prepare whatever things that you need to, that's more than okay too. That's totally legit. If anything, it's shown that you've prepared, that you really thought about it, that you gave it the attention that you believe it deserved and needed. Dude, I'm so like proud of you, man. Like, I really am, man. Like, you care so much, and that's why this is hard. And like you said, you've had this tendency for like a self-sacrificial way of doing things, and part of it might be coming up here because like you don't want to be that guy that, like, you know, makes people hurt or not happy. And that's just how big your heart is, and you're reclaiming that sense of self for yourself, because honestly, that's your birthright. And that's more than fair. Some people break up and don't even give explanations, right? You're going not only above and beyond, but I do respect the way that you're going about it, and I went about it in a similar way. You might have even been a little bit more thorough than me, but I was very clear on, because I was on at that point. I was like, this is my fucking future. And if someone's not about it, then they're not on my team. They could mean well, they could love me well, right? But at the end of the day, it's almost like a respect thing. If I have to reiterate how important my fucking future is, and you're not getting it, and you're not accommodating, and you're not getting with my program, then like I gotta what is it? I gotta blow up the team, right? You know, it's like the Warriors, or not. I hope they don't blow up the team, but like any NBA team that's struggling, right? Sometimes you just gotta blow it up and rebuild. As much as that sucks, but so is life, right? Why don't you go date her then? Yeah, you want to make her. You guys want to feel better? Go date her yourself then. Like this, like the entitlement on this woman to come at you like this is it blows my mind. But I think it's if it's anything, it reinforces your decision even more, because if this is one of her biggest influences, that's a red flag. You know what I mean? Like, I'm way more conscious of girls' friends because they're a product of their environment. Yeah. So if there's any negativity or a Debbie fucking Downer or an entitled bitch or a complainer, I'm like, you're either, it's not that I care about controlling, but it's like if you're valuing their friendship more than our future, then we have a problem. And then in that case, the decision has been made. That means that we're not being together, because I clearly see what's more important to you, and that's not our future or relationship. If you're willing to choose people that we both can see, or at least I know, that aren't good influences into your life, and you're not willing to follow my lead on that, how can I lead the relationship? How can I take us to a better place if all along the way you're going to be scratching, pulling, kicking, right? So sometimes it's just easier to blow up, like you said. And instead of saying that you can't follow my lead or grow into this way or blah, 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 just be like, hey, it's okay that you are who you are. I am who I am. You want what you want, and I want what I want. And I know maybe in your mind you think that you didn't ran this test long enough. I thought that, man. And I justified every excuse to extend it, even though we broke up like 5-10 times. And I was the weak one to like let it all back in. And basically I invited more drama into my life than I need to. And I realized the easiest thing for guys to do is just not invite the drama, not welcome it. And I learned that a little bit the hard way, but if anything, it just makes me that much more certain that I'm not going to make that same mistake. You know, we often fall in love with the potential, right? But the truth of the matter is, I say this time and time again because I realize it's more true than ever. We have to be willing to accept the person that we're with fully, assuming that they won't change, right? And if we're okay with that, then it's a good sign. If not, then that's the sign that we got to move on, right? Damn, that's a great metaphor. That's the part where you talk to me about that. That's something that probably shouldn't mention. That sounds like an accusation, right? I hear you 100% though. And at this point, man, like you said, there might be potential genetic defects or complications if you guys were to have kids. And like, that's just going to add more burden to your life. And honestly, you don't have to do that. You don't have to take on that responsibility or burden in the next 5-10 years, or even in your whole life if you don't want to, right? Like, there's a difference between supporting and saving. And I know we want to go above and beyond for everybody that we care for in life. And there's times and places to do that. However, when it's not aligned, you know, and the futures are diverging, there's like, that's like really it, man. Like, yeah, like that's enough. That really is enough. And she's only going to be happier. It's hard to think about this in the present, but fast forward, time heals all. In 1 year, 2 years, when you guys are with somebody else and it's more aligned because you guys know exactly who you're looking for, the types of person that you'd want to welcome in your life, and your standards are higher and your capabilities are even greater, right? Like, you heard it in my voice when we've talked a couple days ago on the beach. I'm like, dude, I feel freer than ever. I feel happier than ever. And I forgot what that felt like. I forgot how light I could feel and how much I could laugh and just how happy I am that I can focus on the things that are so meaningful for me and spend more time with boys that are on the same path and mission, and we're working together, and we're, it just feels like progress. It doesn't feel like a waste of time or a step back or I'm sacrificing. It is exactly the way that I want to live my life right now. And you deserve that. You deserve that. Yeah. You're being real. You're being honest, man. No one's obligating you to be in relationships that you don't want to be in or live a certain way that you don't want to live. Like, it's your complete right as a human being to be happy. The one warning that I just want to give you, the common pitfall and trap that so many guys fall into, including myself, was seeing a little ounce of weakness or showing a little ounce of weakness and then getting comfortable and then being like, you know what? I'll just cuddle. I'll just have sex. Right? And then it prolongs. She knows, man. She's like, okay, the emotional guilt tripping's not work. This approach is not working. Okay, now I got to go the sweet side, right? Like, she's pulling out all the tricks out of the bag at this point. Hail Mary, right? And just be aware, like, that's what she's doing. She's doing it. She's doing it, like, so it's not nefarious. It obviously serves her agenda. You can't knock her for it. But at the same time, you got to come prepared and know what's going to happen, and don't fall into that trap. So the last person that I talked with that fell into that trap, this girl's basically threatening to keep his baby. He impregnated a girl that he's like, I shouldn't have been dating. She's fucking crazy. And I said, can you please abort the baby? She refuses. And then he's like, hey, like, you know what? The baby's going to be, it's only going to have a single mom. I'm not going to be in the picture. And she's like, oh, that, whatever. Like, you were like kind of distancing yourself, so I'm going to keep it. And I'm like, you spiting me is not a great reason to give birth to a kid who you're not prepared to take care of in this world. Even if you are going to like include your support system, your family, your parents, like, they're not their responsibility, but to do that, like, would just not only fuck up your life, fuck up that kid's life too. Because I'm not going to be in the picture. I'm not going to take care of it. Like, it's not what I'm ready for right now in my life. And she was just like basically threatening and doing all this shit. And then he's like, twice, he's like, fuck, like, we hooked up again. Things are okay. But I still need to abort the baby. And then it just like dragged on. And then like the window for when he could actually abort the baby was like getting really close to the end. And so he actually had to like, he got advice from the girl's friend. The girl's friend was like, you just have to lie to her and say, hey, you know what? If you get rid of the baby, we can like potentially explore like continuing to be with each other. And she's like, okay. So she agreed. And so they're going to go get it aborted. But he's like such a nice guy. He's a sweetheart. He just wants to be honest. He just wants to like do the right thing. But like that doesn't work on a girl who's batshit crazy, right? That doesn't always work with someone who's not going to think logically, right? He even was like, you're going to be more desirable in the open market with guys without a baby. Coming with baggage, coming with a baby would make you less desirable. More guys are not going to want to take you seriously or like even consider you because you come with more responsibilities, right? So like, don't make an impulsive, emotional decision out of spite to spite me that could then alter the course of your life. Like, this is actually in your favor. But girls don't always think logically in those moments, you know? So, yeah. So don't fall into the trap. Yeah. But that's what happens to guys like, you know, us, where we have that soft spot and we come in a little bit unprepared or like
we're a little lenient. They do something that wins us over just a little bit, and we just say, fuck it, you know what? It's just one time, or it's just this. You know what? She's coming around. You know what? She's changed, right? And like, it's a trap. And yeah, in this circumstance, if it was like a different circumstance, or if it was a lot earlier, or this, maybe things would be different, right? And we could explore that. But I would not feel bad that you didn't leave it all on the court, that you didn't give her a chance, because I think, truth be told, like I said, like, people rarely change unless they have a deep, painful experience that causes them to change. And also, her paradigm for what she wants in the future is not going to change, and it's different from yours. And if anything, it's just going to burn both of your time. So I would not feel bad about that whatsoever. Like, you gave it, like you said, your full effort, which is saying a ton, and you know in your heart that this isn't it, and that's okay. It's not a personal thing. Yeah. Bro, you got this, and the light is at the end of the tunnel. Like you said, you could sleep more peacefully. The idea of being single is liberating. Now you can actually go take a class at University of Austin and go take that marketing class and meet that cute young blonde girl, right? Like, all of these things now you can look forward to. You just got to get over this one hump, and honestly, you're like pretty much there. You just have to navigate the conversation enough where you can have closure or peace, and if she doesn't agree to give it to you, then that's on her, but at least you're willing to offer that up, and that's enough, right? If you know her better than me, of course. My style would be like, hey, if there's shit to talk about, like, that's just hanging, neither of us are really going to be able to like rest until it happens. Even if she's in her fade, like, I don't know, if she's completely irrational and nothing's going to get through to her, then postpone it. But I feel like she's going to be so high angst to talk about it, and you're going to be like kind of also on edge because now you have to like wait. If it's possible and feel it out, it might be better just to like let it all out there, right? Hear her side of it, share your side of it, and then like essentially at the end, she's going to push back a lot and be like, there's going to be some back and forth, blah, 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 blah. Hold your ground. And then at the end be like, hey, listen, like, if we truly love each other, that means we truly want the best for one another. And I want the best for you, and I know that means me not being in the picture. And that's coming from a place of love. And all I ask is that you hold that for me too. Because I have my own journey to go through, and I might have to walk this path alone. And it's not easy. The easy thing to do would be to stay, knowing myself. But I'm not here to do the easy things. I'm here to do the things that I know that I must do to fulfill my destiny and grow as a man. And your support in that would show me the love that I know that we have for each other. And I think that's more than abundantly clear. Just like your character, your nature, the fact that you've given it so much thought. If you truly did want to hurt her, you'd just do many other nefarious things. But here you're just actually seeking peace, understanding, and just an amicable split. And you're even offering to help her move her shit, right? Like I said, my ex just bounced when it was time for me to move my shit when we broke up. And she was pressing me for a fucking answer. And I'm like, I need to think. I have to move all my shit. And she's like, no, you need to tell me now. And I'm like, you know what? If you're really going to press me, it's not it. And she just dipped. So you're even going above and beyond by helping her. And it just shows, like, who you are. But, yeah, man, like, you got this. And just anticipate the trap. If you can have the conversation, great, because then you can move on with your life. You don't have to wait another 2, 3, 5 days, week, and dwell on it, and be going back and forth and just being anxious to just like, do I do it? And then second guessing yourself, or like, oh man, now I have to actually. It's like gonna build up in terms of like the magnitude in your mind. It's just like, with anything, it's just better to just rip the Band-Aid off and just get it done and just clean. Move on. Otherwise, like, the further it drags, the more painful it gets and the messier it becomes. I know it's gonna be hard. I know, man. Literally and metaphorically. But yeah, man, this is part of the duty of the territory of what it comes with, right? And I know you got this. I have full confidence in you. super proud of you, man, and I'm just excited to see what you start doing and to see you start killing it because you deserve it, man. And the effort that you're gonna put in, the heart, the drive, the love, all the emotions like that you pour into this next endeavor of yours is gonna be great. And the sooner you start, the sooner the world will be able to see it, and the sooner you'll be able to enjoy that as well, and the feeling of contribution. So I know that's all on the other side, and I think the fact that you know, you're giving a lot more weight to the situation and to, you know, not forgetting your side of it too. It like really shows how much you care. But now it's the time to put yourself first. So I love you, bro.
Cool.
Absolutely. Godspeed. Yes, I'll hear from you later this week when it goes down. All right, buddy. Yes, sir. Peace. What's up, guys? I hope you found that insightful and interesting, and you learned some things that you could take back with you in your current relationship or in your future ones. Maybe there'll be some thoughts here that you've experienced that have led to conflicted feelings about how to handle the direction of the relationship you are or will be dealing with. As usual, please give a thumbs up, a like, a comment. I welcome any and all questions, suggestions for future topics, and I'm here to best assist in the ways that I think and I know in my heart that I can. Till next time, peace.